not know where and how you can start your career. So we are trying to bridge in a gap by giving a lot of professional and skill based technical training, wherein we guide you via different courses in esports and game development. Okay, and that's our agenda, that we can help you start swiftly in the given domains, right? Also, we are promoting a gaming environment for people who are really interested and looking for a great progress in coming years, with our mentors who are extremely professionals from different backgrounds. So if anyone is looking to start their career in esports, okay, esports business management, to become an esports player or a game developer, we are here, and available to help you get going, get started. All right, and now I'll be allowing Shivansh to please take over and introduce what he has in store for us and why you need to join us. But before that, last question, everyone. Just do a thumbs up or a thumbs down, okay? Whatever your thoughts are. My question would be: how many of you know what game development is? Can you tell us how many of you know what game development exactly is? If you do not know, just give a thumbs down. Okay, it looks like a lot of you know what game development is all about. Okay, good responses. Because our idea is to, okay, we'll be taking questions at the end of the webinar. Okay, our idea is to just educate you more about the course, about the future opportunities, because a lot of people are still not aware what this career holds in store for them. So guys, I think we can get going with a brain opener today. Yeah, Shivansh.
Yes, of course. It
I
will be
know I
fun.
should have introduced you, but I think you are the right person to introduce yourself. Please go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Shivansh. I've been in this industry for about 9 to 10 years now. I've worked on more than 70 projects now in every field: PS5, Windows, Steam, mobile, iOS, Mac, Linux. So I think I have a good idea of, how industry works, how you can make a dream project, and how we can, create whatever we want in using games and, the development field. Let me share my screen. Let me just quickly finish this introduction part so that I can get into, the interesting part. Mm, so this is the course. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, your screen is visible.
All right. So this is basically the art of game development course by me. And the very first question is obviously why me? Well, other than the fact that I am Times of India App Search winner, in which I have pitched my game development idea, I have pitched my health and an app for blind people. I pitched all those ideas. I have participated in this competition twice, and I was the first winner of this. I've developed, as I said, I've developed more than 70 games. I'm also a runner-up of BYOG. The people who don't know what BYOG, it's build your own game. And it's a bi-yearly event, and it is hosted by Game Dev India, in which anyone can participate, any game developer can participate, and the one who win will get ticket to the Game Development International Conference, as well as prize of 1 lakh rupees. Also, I highly encourage you guys, once you know how to make games, to participate in BYOGs as much as possible because it's really fun. I'll get back to this later. To find more about me, you can go to GG by Shivansh, and this is my website. This is my portfolio. I've worked on multiplayer games, as you can see. I worked on Metaverse for Dubai, as you can see. I've also worked on AAA games. This one is by MyWush, which is in Abu Dhabi. I worked there for 2 years, and we have developed this for PlayStation. We have developed this for Windows Store, all the big platforms. I've also worked a lot on VR and hyper casual games. So hyper casual games, that you don't know, is basically small games that you get ads for on Instagram, right? The games that can be played have have a time for 5 to 10 minutes. Then you play those games. I worked in AR drawing app. I worked on animations. I've also worked on real money games as well, which was MPL, my first company, in which you can just create your own app, have people that you can play with, win money, um, and you can read more about me and my games over on my desktop or on my portfolio. This is one of the game that is currently top 10 driving games in US, and I was the co-founder of this game, which is Car Parking Driving Simulator. Here are some of my other projects that you can find. You can see more and you can even get in contact with me if you want to using my website, GG by Shivansh. All right. So now that you know about me and why you think I'll be capable to get you with this journey, let's get to the interesting part. So this game that you see right now over here was my first game that I made 8 years ago. And I'll be honest with you, I am not here to teach you how to make games. Okay. I'm here to teach you how to make games good. There is a very, very fine difference between games and how to make them good. There, you can only learn it by, getting into the field and experiencing it, by learning it, by iterating games again and again. And this is what I'll be sharing with you in this course. What I learned from my 9 years of game development experience. And I have found a secret recipe, few things that you should integrate in your games to add that game juice or that game feel. In which what you can do is you can, even if your game doesn't sound that fun, or you have made a game which is not that good, or the response is not that good, then you can integrate these minor things that can, give a huge difference to your game. So I'll be sharing those with you in the course, throughout the course, and hope you'll also, get to experience that and add your own opinion as well. So here are a few of the games that I made for BYOG that I just said. Build your own games. So this game was highly praised, and it was one of the runner-ups in BYOG. I'll in my course I'll also show you how I made this game, how I made shaders for this game. And shaders means you see how the effects are showing. When you change a character, the colors and the effects change like this. So I'll be showing you how I did that. I'll also be showing you how I made this game, in which you can just zoom into any player, take a screenshot, it'll be saved over here, and then you can just go ahead and search for them in the next day or in the next run. So this was also highly praised. These two games were for educational projects in which we have to teach school children the memory games, in which you can find the similar product. I think you have already played these games, memory games, and this is basically for toddlers, in which you can just tell them how using a shape, which animal is this. So these were few of the games that I had made in my last year. And now for some more. These are the hyper casual games that I made for my clients and my companies. These are basically a mix of Candy Crush, runner games, bubble shooter, and these were also highly praised. And these, I think, in combined, they were a total download of 50 million games with few more games, of course. But these you can just see the quality of games that these were made. Also, these games were made in a week, 2 week basically. Each game was made under 2 weeks, and these were made, you know, uh, by me myself. No assets were provided, none of the things were provided by the team. So I'll be also be showing you how you can get the assets yourself. You don't have to depend on any other team for modeling or assets or 2D assets. I'll also show you how I add those minor things in the game which added that feel, that game juice that just makes it give a bit more of that fine details of the game, and so that the users can also resonate with it. And here's some more as well. So these are also the games that were made by me year before, yes, before the last year. in which, these were some of them were client needs. Like this is one of the clone of a very famous game in which you have to match, but we added our own twist in which you have to, instead of matching two, you have to match four. In this one, this was a very, you can say, casual or therapeutic game in which you can just keep playing it while thinking something. You can just, the games that you see on the Instagram ads, that these games earn a very good amount. And also, it's very fun to make because you have to find that few subtle things that players can play, but still don't have to use that much of their, thinking or that brain. This is one of the multiplayer games that I made in which this was basically ragdoll racing. The people who don't know ragdoll, it's basically like a physics body in which the limbs are freely moving, the feet is freely moving. If you can see, this is one of our characters, and you have to just race, just pinch down and go through the level. Again, for all these games, none of the assets were provided by me. I created some of the assets, I found some of the assets, I made some of the assets, and I'll be sharing those with you as well on how you can create them in under, very easily in under a week, or you can say some of the assets were even made in under a day. So it's going to be very easy for you. Now that you have seen some of my projects, let's move forward. All right, so objectives of this course. Obviously, we'll be learning Unity and game development to know the workflow and how the coding. In coding, you will able to learn not just for the game development, but also for the app development, also for other things that you can think of in any other industry. For example, if you want to make a clothing app, you can create a virtual try-on app. If you want to create cooking or for your you have your small business, then you can use those coding knowledge and implement them in your own app. Unity is not specifically for game development. It's for everything. It's for AR, it's for VR, it's for app development, it's even for multiplayer client apps in which you can just control things from from your end, and you can just send them the app that they want to see or show on the screen or anything like that. So Unity can be used for all of the above. I'll obviously helping you to transform your ideas into real games in which if you think of an idea, if you know something that you want to create and you don't know how to create, or you know basics of it, but you want to get to that end path that you have in your mind, then I'll be helping you with that. And more than making games, the most important part of the course and this journey is that you should be having fun. You will never feel pressured. If you ever feel that you are stuck and you are not able to find anything, I'm there for you. But I want you to get your ideas. I want you to think of your dream game, of what you want to create. Something that you would have thought that, this game would have been better. For example, for me, I got into game development when I started playing Prince of Persia. I was playing Prince of Persia, I was playing Road Rash, I was playing VCOP 2. All those games were used to give me very nostalgic feels. But also I had that curiosity that, if there was this minor change, what if in Prince of Persia, the prince, instead of climbing, he had a paraglider and he was flying. So these were all the things that led me into game development, the curiosity and a passion for making something different, but also something that people can relate to. That's what got me into gaming, and that's one of my best decisions. I still have fun making games and to get my ideas out there. And it's something that I would suggest everyone should be able to do because it's very therapeutic. It's something like instead of playing a game, you are making one and people are playing your product. The reaction on their face is something that invaluable. You cannot tell how good it feels when someone plays your games and you see that, oh my God, this is something that you had created. It's your first project, your first baby. Now to move forward, okay, so now's the fun part. This is the first game that we'll be creating. This is how I'll be showing you the basics of the coding, of how Unity works, UI, all the things will be introduced to you, and by the end of the first lesson, you'll be able to create a game. Now, I don't want you to copy this game. I want you to get the ideas, get the core mechanics, and just create your own game using this. So this is basically a dung game in which you can just, as you can see, there are boss levels. There is hyper casual mechanic to it in which you can just get power ups and add those things. This is one of the best games of Voodoo. It is currently 37 in sports, and also it has 10 million plus downloads. All right. Also, Rachna, if anyone is commenting or if anyone is, has anything to say, you can just check and let me know if there's anything important. Till then, I'll just
Uh,
continue.
yes, we have limited the comment section. We'll just work on that. I think
Sure,
Pratya has a question here.
sure.
Hello, sir. My name is Pratay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm currently doing BTech and I'm in second year.
Okay.
I got into game development in my BTech side because I hadn't a very good laptop. So I got a MacBook recently. So I made some little games like from using ChatGPT because I don't know how to learn C hash and everything else. So
Yeah.
I recently did a ping pong game, and within
Mm-hmm.
that game, my teacher suggested that to do something innovative in it, and I got to know that there is something called level design and game design, which I don't know
Yeah.
accurately. And the
Yeah.
thing you showed just right now, the dung game, I
Mm-hmm.
don't actually get it right. That how do you actually think of that game design to innovate in that game? And you know what I'm saying, like
I totally
how
understand what you're
all
saying.
the
I
design
totally
should be
understand
there.
what you're saying. First of all, you don't need to call me sir. It's you can call me Shivansh, you can call me bro. Any of that is fine. I'm not sir. I'm with you. I totally understand where you guys are. When I started this, I had the same feeling. I had no one to guide me. So I want to be your friend before, a teacher or sir. I want you to share with me whatever whatever is going through your mind. Okay. So regarding this level design and game design, this is one of the aspect or one of the topics of game development in which we'll be covering, in which we'll be making games fun. As I said, the game juice and the game feel. The level design is basically it's somewhat related to human psychology in which you have to make the level different, yet make it somehow relatable to the user so that user doesn't feel alienated. So we'll be covering this part as well. This level design topic that you have said is already there in the course. So I'll give a short demo to you by the end of the video. I'll come back to you. Okay. But till now, yeah, I totally understand what you're saying, and this is one of the things that we'll be covering. Level design is a part of game development, and we'll be coming to that for you. All right, let's continue. I'll ask you guys once half the slide is finished, one third is finished, then I'll ask if there's any question. Then you guys can go ahead. So yeah, so this is also one of the games that we'll be making. Few more of the examples. This on the side one is very famous game. I think you guys have heard about this. It's something rollerball, and this one is Crossy Roads. So these both the games are very
Don't see
popular.
your presentation, I guess.
Sorry.
I can't see the presentation.
Oh, can you guys see my screen? Just a second. Can you guys see my screen now? Rachna, is my screen available? Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, now it is.
Okay. Okay. Till what have you guys missed? Did you guys see the screen?
Yes, we did.
Okay, cool. All right, so you guys haven't missed anything yet. Cool. So this is one of the game as well as I was saying. This one is Crossy Roads and this is Rollerball. Rollerball is one of the most basic examples of Unity. This is how you start game development, but this is you can say what happens when we add the game juice or the game feel to it. It's the most basic project and yet it's also one of the most fun one. In this one, we can learn you see how the ball is bouncing. We can add the different kind of physics, bounce, friction, all the other aspects of physics. We'll be looking into this. And in this one, oops, and in this one, we can see the basics of how the animation, you see the wobble effect, little bit These minor things give a lot of, got a lot of feel to the game. This makes the game alive. The minor particles, when you pick up something, minor hits, as you can see this. So these minor things add a lot to the game. So we'll be learning about these as well as we are making these games, these examples. So that once you are done, you'll have something to, show your friends or upload online as well. All right. So now we are here to see the steps to make a game. This is basically a whole industry standard. This is something that we encourage you because it will really help you. So this game design document is basically a document in which you have to write all the major points. You have to write the basic overview of what you are creating. A game design document is basically a document in which everything is covered, how the player will move, what the enemies will do, what will happen when you lose, what will happen when you win, what should be the game core loop, how should user feel when he plays the game? Should he be angry? Should it be a rhythmic game in which he has to follow the music? Should it be a game in which he has to, just explore like Legend of Zelda? What type of game are you making? You have to be as detailed as possible in game design document, you know, so that you can, even if you are working in a team, you can share with your asset design, asset designer or level designer or coder, whoever you want to share it with. You can just share it with them and you can just understand that, this is what we are working on. This is something that we are clear that this is what we are making. Second is setting up the Unity project. So Unity project setting up is basically, for the people who don't know what Unity is a game development engine. A game development engine is basically, like you have used Notepad, right? Notepad is used to write text. You have used Chrome or browser in which you can go to any website. These are all softwares. These are all a software which lets you perform a specific task. Unity is similar to that. So basically, is my screen visible? Rachna, is my screen still visible? Can you guys see my Unity
Yes,
project?
yes, it is, it is.
Okay, cool. So I have made a very simple task. This is just a 2-minute task before we started the presentation. So this is the setup of Unity. Currently, I know it looks it looks very complex. What is this? What's happening on all of this? But I ensure you this is very simple to understand. See, this is just a circle, this is a capsule, and they both have a component. Now, whenever the circle goes through this, we will trigger something. So this setup that we have just created, we created this using Unity. It looks complex, but trust me, guys, it's not at all. It's very simple, and I'll be helping you to navigate through it to, tell you what each component does. It's basically you have to remember, okay, this component is for sprite render. Sprite is basically what you see. This component is for physics, rigid body, which means the ball will fall. This one is to trigger if something has hit with it. That is, if it goes through this. You know, as simple as that. Currently, the ball goes through this because it's on trigger. Now, if we change the trigger, it won't go through it. It will just slam on that, like that. So I'll teach you all the basics of it and how everything is connected, how everything works, and I'll help you set up your project, how everything goes. And by the end of first game, you'll have a very good idea of how Unity works and how everything works in Unity, how component system works, how physics system works, how scripts are made, and you'll have a very good understanding of it. All right, coming back to our topic. Yeah. So Unity project setup, as you can see, Unity is a game development engine. And when we start a Unity project, we have multiple options to choose from. Like if we go to new project, and here they are. There is Universal 2D, in which if you want to make a 2D game, we have a Universal 3D, in which want to make a 3D game. Universal is basically for mobile, that it works on any system. And in industry standard, we use this for mobile. High definition 3D, which means if you want to make a really good looking high definition 3D game, which is mostly for Windows or PS5. This is for the sample if you want to go through already projects that are made by Unity. This is some of the other projects, that you can go ahead and just have you can just see what all there are. But I'll help you create, the project, set up the project for our first game using these. So we'll set up the Unity project from scratch. I'll tell you how the templates work. I'll tell you how those are made. If you want to create your own template, that's also very easy. Now, prototype of core gameplay, which is also known as MVP. MVP means minimum viable product, or basically a prototype of your product. It is basically very basic foundation or very basic core mechanic of your product or your game. For example, if it's a Mario game, then a simple cube going from left to right using your arrow keys, spacebar to jump, and it's a simple cube without any assets, without any UI, without game over screen, without anything of the complex tasks. As simple as possible, just to see if your game, if your idea works, right? Now, prototyping your core gameplay should be under 2 days. It should not take you more than 2 days, so that you can just have an idea if you should give more commitment to this game or not. This is also one of the thing that is followed in the industry, in which you just make a simple product, go through the other people in the team. They will all play it and see, how it goes. And if you guys are on board, then you are ready to give it a bigger commitment or spend more time on this. We will make game systems. So basically, build game system is basically the UI part, game over part, other things, level design, the other aspects of the game which you need to add on the minimum viable product to make it more like your idea or your dream. So you can also use game systems for other games as well. I'll teach you the principles of solid principles or the foundations of solid, which basically means that all the whatever you create, it can be used for your other projects as well. And this is also something that is very important in the industry. If you go for an interview, there's 90% chance that they will ask you about solid principle. And this is one of the core foundations of anything that you make. Either it be a app, a software, a game, or any of the product in any technical field. Solid principles is very important. Now, once the game is made, once everything is done, we'll add art, we'll add audio, and we'll polish it. Polishing the game has to be in the end, because if you start polishing from the start, start adding things from the start, and later on you realize that this game doesn't look that good, then you have already spent a lot of time on that game. So now you'll regret that why did you spend so much time when the game doesn't look that good, or your idea doesn't, have that value. So we add the polish, art, all those things in the end. And once those are done, it's testing. You have to test as much as possible to see the bugs. There's this saying that doesn't matter how many times you test your game, the user or the player will find a bug. Bugs are basically inevitable. They are going to be there, but it's up to you to how much you can just minimize it, how much you can just make sure that okay, I've tested the game and I'm sure that this game is ready to be go out there in the market, even though if there are bugs, but at least it's playable and I have tested it among your friends. All right. I'll also help you to publish the game on App Store or Android Store, whatever you guys are comfortable on, so that you guys have something to show or share with your team, or your family members or your friends, and you can even sell it if you want to. All right. Okay. Before we go into this, into little bit of complex tasks, let's see if you have guys have any questions. Are there any questions? Anything that you guys have, you know, didn't understand? You guys can ask your questions in the comment. No questions, or am I not audible? Rachana, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. If there's no question, I think we can move on to the next slide.
Cool. Okay. Okay. Jeet has asked how to not get stuck in tutorial hell. Um, so there are two things more than tutorial. So tutorial hell is more related to the level design, as he was saying. Tutorial hell is basically so the people who don't know what tutorial hell is, tutorial hell basically means when the user is playing your game, he is not able to finish up the tutorial part. This is something I think that came from the Cuphead game, if I'm not wrong, right, Jeet? About the publishing part of the game. For example, does using pre-made assets leads to copyright issues when publishing the game? All right. So publishing part basically means I have a question about publishing part of the game. For example, does using so no, it doesn't always lead to copyright issues unless and until you are using the free assets. So if you are using the free assets from Unity Asset Store, and if you are using if you even if you are creating using AI, it's not going to get copyright issues. So you don't need to worry about that. And getting back to tutorial help, bro, as I said, it's totally depends on game design, game level design. So like to create games, you always have to rely on tutorial videos. Oh, okay. In that term, so you are saying that to create games, you have to rely on tutorial videos and just copy paste code and not actually learning. Yeah, so that's why I'll encourage you guys. I'll give you guys topics in which you won't have to follow what I'm creating. You have to create different things on your own. You won't be blindly following me. How I learned game development is by making games and following the tutorials, but I add a little bit of twist. For example, if there's a Flappy Bird tutorial, then instead of bird flapping, what if the pipes are flapping? What if the pipes are going up and down? So basically, just minor twists that can lead to different results in the game. So by that, you will learn the fundamentals of how it's working instead of creating a product. Okay. Can we use Unreal Engine for game development? Of course, you can use, but not in this course, bro. I mean, in this course, I can see, I can check your Unreal game, but I'll be teaching in Unity. So if you just want to, show your game or level design, then I can help you with that. But Unreal uses C++ and Blueprint design and not C Sharp, which will be used in this course. All right, I'm coming back to the topic now of how it works. So first of all, we'll be going through the Unity UI, editor, menu, component system, scenes, and folder structure. So if I come back to Unity, right. So basically, this is one of the scene. This is one of the scene in which you can add or remove things. You can add anything that you want in the game to be. This is currently a 2D scene, but you can transform it into a 3D scene. You can whatever you will add will be shown in your game. Wait, is my screen visible? Okay, my screen is not visible again. I don't know why it gets. All right, I think it should be visible now. All right. So as I was saying, currently this is I'll be teaching you how a scene works. So this is a scene in Unity. This is how you will design your levels, bro, by the way. This is how you will create what the players will be playing in your game. So this is basically if you want to add a 2D game or a basic 2D object, then you can just go ahead, add a triangle. Anything that you will be adding here will be visible in the game. So I'll be teaching you the scene. This is currently in 2D, but I'll also be teaching you 3D, which you can, just add 3D elements, 3D objects, how the player will move in 3D, the lighting, but those all are a bit complex parts. So we'll be covering 3D in later run, but currently we'll start with a 2D game. So this is basically a scene in which you can, add items. This is the folder structure. This is currently a very basic structure in which I have not added the files in their respective folders, but basically it's you create a folder, how you name them, how you share the scripts and assets in each folder. There's an industry standard pipeline in which I'll be showing you how it's done. So I'll be sharing you how folders are managed. I'll be telling you how each of these menus are, used to add items or to use any of the other things that we need. For example, if there's a cube and we want to add a rigid body to it, then we can go via this physics add a rigid body, which is added over here, or we can also click over here and add a rigid body. This is one of the things that I'll be teaching you on how to add the things. But yeah, other than this, I'll be teaching you basics of programming, intro to variable, what are functions, operator, control, solid principles. So basically, I'll be teaching you the basics of scripting, basics of C sharp, how the Unity scripting works, what all of these means, what does start means, what is loop, how scripting works in Unity, and it's going to be very basic. It's very very easy to understand, and we'll start with very basics. Even if you are not a part of coding, if you haven't done coding before, then I'll be teaching you how to do that as well. It's for example, if you want your player to name something. So this is one of the examples. Public string name. Here, what will happen is you can just go ahead and where it was, yeah, circle. Oops, save this. And over here, we can write whatever the name it is. Oops. Over here, we can just write whatever the name it is. And we can then use it for whatever task we want. Like this name will be used to, or for all the things that we needed. So this is just one of the example. This is called a variable. This variable can will be used multiple times in our project, in our games, to make to basically make it affect the modes of game, to make it look. If you want to change few of the aspects of game, for example, you want the player to run very fast, then you can just change the variable of the speed. If you want the player to run slow, then you can change that. If you want the ball to bounce really hard, then you can change the variable. Even the speed of the game, how long do you want the game to load? All of these things can be changed using the variables and how it will affect the game, all the gaming patterns. I'll be teaching you what are functions, operators, control, solid principles. So as I said, functions are basically a snippet of code, or you can say a block of code in which you can write multiple things that are happening, and that overall will be called a function. For example, if I want the trigger, if I want whenever this ball hits something, I want it to trigger, right? So here it is. Mm, On trigger, enter. This is a function. Now, if it hits a ring, then I'll just show hit, right? This is also a function. Update is a function. Update is a function that runs every second. The start function only runs once when the game starts. All right. So I'll be telling you when are these functions called, what are the use cases of this function. If you want to create your own function, void hello, then you can create it yourself. And if you want to use this hello somewhere else, then you can just, for example, debug.log, and now you can call this function over here. So when I'll start the game, this will be called.
Hi, your
Currently,
screen is not visible.
oh, why is it going again and again? Is it visible now? I'll just put this over here. All right. So as I was saying, I close this. As I was saying, I was
Just a
just,
moment,
yeah.
Shivansh, can I stop you for a moment? I've noticed that a lot of people have started to leave the meeting. I just want to
Hmm.
ask you a question: whether are you enjoying? Whether do you want us to continue with the same, or if you want Shivansh to give, some of the industry insights. How do you want it to go from now? Because we have some more minutes to go before the meeting
Sure,
ends. Yeah.
sure, sure,
It's not necessary that we have to go through this only, but if you're enjoying
sure.
this particular part of going through the presentation, we'll continue with that, or you can just
Hmm.
ask some more other questions, and we can help you out with that, or something, some insights about the industry,
Sure,
Shivansh,
sure.
some
Sure,
experiences.
sounds good. All right, let's see the questions. How to brainstorm game ideas quickly for game jams. Yeah, so bro, it's very easy to find ideas for the game jam. For the game jam, you have to, first of all, you have to find one core gameplay that is fun. And to find that, you can just see the other gameplays that you have already played. For example, if you have been playing Rocket League, then you see the core gameplay is to, just start your car, just run your car and hit a ball. So now you like that gameplay. You can just iterate that gameplay. That what if the ball was a cube? Or what if the ball was something else and instead of car you have a player, or something else just shooting it towards that. So I think to get the gameplay ideas quickly for a game jam, you can just reiterate already games that you like in a way that you wanted to create, or in a way that you find that all right, what if in like for example, for one of the ideas, what I did was in my game jam, I thought, what if Mario had some of the things of uh, some of the things of Contra, or what if some of the elements of other games. You can just mix and match and see whatever works. Give some info for BGMI. BGMI as in, mm, you mean BYOG, build your own game, or esports? Oh, all right. So for esports, bro, if you want to create esports games, then I'll recommend you to create, short sports games and add them into multiplayer gaming in a way. Like esports is a very vast topic to cover, and esports is basically heavily rely on multiplayer gaming. In esports, um, you have to make sure everything works smoothly and as easy as possible because you are handling the payment part, you can handling the physics part, you are handling all of things, and not just for your client but also for all the other players that are playing, you know. Just a second. So Shashank is asking, can you recommend some websites where I can read more about game design and development, concept, mechanics, publishing, and legality? Um, Bro, regarding the game design, I think I can recommend you a book I have been reading. Let me see if I have that. So basically, there's this book in which about game design. Um, Let me just search for it. So there's this book about game design and development is a different part of it. Game design is different part and development is a different part. So in game design, you basically see how the game works, how fun it is to make, and how you can make the game easily accessible so that anyone can play this. For the development part, I don't think there is any one particular book or any one particular website that you should go, but I would highly recommend you to go check Brackeys. It's on YouTube. He's free basic tutorials, but he won't be telling you game design or aspects of it. And also, he has now stopped working on it. So it's very basics of it, but yeah. Can you tell me what are the basic requirements to enter big giants like Ubisoft, Epic Games? So you need to create a really good portfolio for it, first of all, to get into the giants like Ubisoft and Epic Games. They will only hire you when they see potential in you. Like they, you have to make sure that you have something to present. If I am a recruiter if if I'm going to hire you, then what is one thing that makes you different from other game developers? Or what is one thing that I can that's something that you are expert at? Instead of being good at everything, they look for, king of one, not jack of all, but king of one. You have to be really good either at multiplayer or at physics based or at combat system. You have to nail one aspect of your development journey, and then you can say that I'm the best at making this part of the game. And then you can market it to the giants like Ubisoft and all of that. How to market games? So to market games, again, it's a very vast topic, but to go briefly about it, to market the games, first of all, you have to make the game fun. You have to make it look like if the user plays, then they have to, stuck for it at least for 5 minutes. Because even if you market the game and I download a game, for example, you have seen a lot of fake ads on Instagram and all of that other websites. If you download the game, you play it and then you realize it's a fake game or it's a scam or it's nothing like what was shown on Instagram, and then you instantly delete it. So even if you market a game and you get the users, it doesn't matter because they are not playing your game. You'll only be able to learn, you'll only be able to earn and keep updating the game when the user is having fun. Other than that, you won't be get motivated. All right. I have also website. I so Guduru Vinay. Guduru Vinay. I have started my journey in Game Maker Toolkit myself. The first games that I made were using the Game Maker Toolkit. So I have already studied the game design and how everything is, made in Game Maker. Its language is GMT, and it's fun, but it's only for 2D game design. It's not for 3D game design. Can you also tell a basic roadmap of 4 years to enter in these giants as a fresher? Can you also tell how to get an internship in these giants? Um, so first of all, as I said, Vihan, to get into the giants, you have to first understand what are they looking for. If I'm looking for someone, if I'm looking for a multiplayer, senior multiplayer analyst or someone, let's say a combat creator, then I'll solely look into the people who have already worked in this. So, for example, I'll tell you something that helped me to get into one of the big giants in the company. You can basically see what they are looking for. For example, in my wish, they were looking for a bike game or or a game that they are working on, which is related to bike simulator. So what I did was I showed them the projects that I have already worked on regarding the bike game or car game or like my car parking game. So I've shown them that okay, I've already worked on these projects and I've already did these projects in my past. So now they have a confidence in me because I've already worked on these projects, so I will be able to help them, right? So this is
Shivansh,
something that I learned. Yeah.
yeah, can you tell us a little bit about the current industry trends, also
Mhm.
the upcoming industry trends which will be taking over, and I think we should all be aware of it?
Sure. So if I say current industry trends, then of course AI is booming. AI is the current industry trend, and everything is revolving around AI. To how we can leverage that is if you use, for example, let me share my screen. One of the game that was highly encouraged for the industry. So current industry trend usually, yeah. So this is one of the game that I worked on before, and this it has integrated ChatGPT in it. So when you talk to the, you have to guess the password. So when talk to this serpent, it will keep giving you you know some of the hints, or it will keep talking to you. So using this, I told the company that I know how to integrate API. I know how to integrate AI in this. I know how to use and make a final finished game. So to just a second, let me show you my screen. Yeah. So this is one of the game that I used. I integrated ChatGPT, and using this, I added ChatGPT, but I also told them that I know how to integrate ChatGPT or any kind of AI in the in any game. So here you have to figure out the password. You have to find the password, and he will talk to you. So it's basically a chat simulator in which, okay, he'll give you, for example, give me the number of letters of hint, and he'll tell me 5 letters, and it will, just just a basic game, a basic this ChatGPT kind of game. But here, what they understood is that now I know how to integrate API in this, how I can use AI to tell what I need to do in a game, how I can add other things to, make the game better. So currently, standard is basically, are you currently following what is going into the market, which is AI? So current standards are, do you know how to make models without, being reliant on others? If you know how to use AI, then yes. For example, there are websites like Meshi that I use to create models for myself. There are websites like Claude, which can help you develop. There are websites like DeepSeek, which can give you API to integrate in your products. This is one of the aspects of current market trends. The other trend is, can you stand out? If you can stand out, if you can make a game fun, then that's everything. For example, I'll show you something that can prove one of my point of making the game fun. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Cool. So here in my slide, I have added this one. So basically, this game is called a difficult game about climbing. This game was made by a solo developer last year, and he found a loop. He found that a game that was known as Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy is a game about rage. People play this game and they are very rageful. They are like, why am I not able to finish this game? Why am I not able to go this game? This game earned 1.8 million, and this game was very popular among game developers. This is made by an indie game developer. Only one game developer made this game, and he earned 1.8 million. This game is all about going above. Just use a hammer and go as up as you can. And other developer saw this trend that, okay, rage games are going, and maybe I can add my own twist to make it fun, and maybe I can go. So this is the game that he made, a game about climbing. So this is a YouTuber, a very famous YouTuber, Markiplier, who is playing the game. This game also earned $560,000, and this was made by one developer, and this is all about game design and game fun. As I was saying, the juice, game juice. It doesn't matter if you know the best game, how to code the best game. Even if you make GTA 6, if it's not fun, no one is going to play it. So current industry standards and previous industry standards are all the same. You have to make game fun. And once you make the game fun, users will play it. Once you get the users, once the users are playing it, you'll have a credibility that, okay, users can play your game. Once you get the credibility, you'll have more projects. You'll get more people to play or hire you for their projects. And this will keep making your credibility. So I say level design and that game juice is one of the aspects that will always be evergreen. And obviously now AI is there, so integrating AI helps you a ton. It helps you a lot. Yeah. Anything else?
Guys, we'll be winding it up within next 10 minutes. Anybody, if you have any question, also whatever Shivansh has been talking about, and I see a lot of discussion going on within the chat window. Guys, we are covering it all within our course, which is for 6 months.
Yes.
Okay, it is going to be a 6 months long professional certificate course that you will be getting under the guidance of Shivansh himself. right? All live classes. And if you're really interested, okay, to get the guidance, to get the right path to enter into the industry, just get in touch with us and we are here to help you. I have
Right.
shared already the link. Okay, you can fill in your form. Himanshu, you've shown interest, but you have not shared your number. We will not be able to reach out to you. If you're really interested, kindly share your number as well. And others, if you think this is worth your time, this is worth it, and this is exactly what you want, this online program for 6 months, certificate program, is going to be exactly what you're looking for. A complete training in Unity. You'll be understanding regarding the marketing concepts, as Shivansh mentioned, AR, VR, understanding the AI models. Apart from that, how you're going to optimize the game, right? Working on the sound aspects, uh, coding, game art, game designing. So it's a complete package. And if it is something that you're looking for and really interested in, kindly get in touch and fill in the form.
Vihan, it will be Unity. Also, guys, one more thing that I
Just
want
a
to
moment,
cover.
Shivansh. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would. I'm so sorry. It is both. We are offering Unity and Unreal. Shivansh is covering Unity. Unreal Engine classes are a little expensive though, but you can still share in your details, and we will get to you. We'll reach out to you. Yeah, please. I'm so sorry. Please continue.
yeah, no issue. Yeah, so there's one more thing that I wanted to cover. One last thing. We will also be having group activities. All right. We'll be having a bunch of group activities in which you guys will divide it in parts in a group of 3 to 4, and you all will come up with your own games. We'll also be having post-mortem of your favorite game in which you will tell me which game do you want dissect, basically how the games work. For example, this is a Spider-Man game in which how the animations work, how the other person or the other enemy has been laid out. We'll try to recreate these games in our own, how these games have made, how we can recreate this the specific, you can say, the specific combat system or specific design of that game. We will also be hosting game jams. There will be a ton of game jams in which you guys will be creating your own games, and by the end of this course, you will be able to, you have made more than 10 games yourself from scratch. You will learn the industry standard portfolio, code design patterns that you can apply anywhere, not just in game development, how popular games are made, and it's a journey to remember. You will definitely learn how you made more than 10 games, your first game ever, and how, you can now create your own games by the end of this course. All right, I guess that's it from my end. Yep. Thanks for viewing.
Hey, thank you so much for your time, Shivansh. Anyone has a question here? Everyone, was it all fun for you? Something interesting that you learned today? Raise your hands, okay, and we'll get to you, and you can share in your feedback, ask your questions. And if you're interested
Yes.
to join the course, kindly please fill in the form or just write your name that you're interested, and we will get back to you. Anyone, any question regarding game development? You can just unmute yourself and ask the questions.
Yes, Himanshu will definitely be going through C sharp basics in this, and you don't need to have a coding background. You can, it will be from scratch. I'll tell you everything on how C sharp, how you can make in C sharp, on how you can use it to create your own games. It will be from scratch, from basic. You don't need to know any coding background. Anything else? Tarun, Jeet, Payal, who else is there? Shikha. Any questions,
Uh,
guys?
the classes are going to be the weekly classes, weekdays. Okay, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it will be approx 1.5 hour class. Okay, 8 to 9, 9:30, depending on the class discussion, the topic that you're going to be covering on that particular day, right? So for 6 months, that's going to be the schedule. And if there are days you miss the classes, that's what we can reschedule and everything. Shantanu has a question. You may.
Sure. So how can someone earn money from his own game? So basically, if you there are a ton of ways to earn money. It totally depends on which way you want to go to. You can create your own hyper casual game, which is the most common way to earn money using integration. You can add ads in your game. You can add in-app purchases like when you play any of the game like Asphalt, Pokemon Go. All these games have in-app purchases in which you can buy few of the elements of the game to make the game better, more fun. This is one of the game type you earn. You can go for freelance projects if you want to work on, on someone else project, or if you have someone who can, offer you project, then you can earn via that. You can also go ahead and earn it using YouTube videos. You can create your own YouTube channel and then you can, tell them how to make games and you can earn via that as well. So it's limitless. The possibilities are a lot. Mm. Q&A sessions will be part of the class or separately. It's up to you guys. I mean, we can have a separate class as well. We can have QA session while I'm telling you. Uh, I want it to be as interactive as possible. So that's not an issue. How to start a game development journey as a beginner. Sheikh, Sheikh Tokir. So basically, I'll be telling you how to start your game journey as a beginner. That's what the course is about. Which is better monetarily wise, indie game development or joining a company? Vihan, it totally depends on person to person. Whatever is your call. As in, if you feel that making games is more fun for you, then I think you should go for indie games. If you feel like you like working on projects and you like working on different kinds of games, then you can join a company in which you can satisfy clients' needs. It's all up to your call. Joining a company is more stable and safe. Creating an indie game is somewhat risky, but also very satisfactory if you can create a good game. So it's your call in the end. Anything else, guys? Ask me anything. I have no issue.
Often I come across this question, Shivansh. A lot of students
Yeah.
ask whether Unity is better or Unreal.
hmm
What do you
So
suggest is better?
So it totally depends on the kind of game you are making. If you are making a mobile game, then Unreal is very heavy. Unreal is basically for very highly polished AAA games, like the recent games that are coming. The Witcher 4 is coming, so that is for PS5, Windows, Xbox. So if you are making a very big, high budget game, then Unreal is for you. Unreal highly depends on graphics and also the other big even the base project size of Unreal is around a GB, 1 GB, which is a lot for mobile game development. So if you are into mobile game development, then I'd highly recommend you Unity. And also, as Himanshu said, yeah, hardware requirement for Unreal is a lot. Unity can be worked in low-end PCs as well, but Unreal is also a bit more tough to learn because it uses C++. So C++ is way more complex than C sharp. It has pointers, it has other functionalities that you need to remember. It has also blueprints that you need to learn. So I have worked in Unreal for 2 years in my Wush, in the game that I told you about, and I felt that it's way more complex than Unity. And Unity is more beginner friendly. You can start any games, mobile games in Unity, and Unity has a lot of assets as well. What are the other questions? Okay, can you share about the game dev market in India in upcoming years after the rise of esports? How much more can it grow? So I think in India, indie games are going to be the future. If you see, there are recent games which is Mumbai Gullies, but Mumbai Gullies had a big scope, so it didn't work out for them. But Mukti, which didn't have that big of a scope, is now very popular in the Indian market. There was also Raji, which is internationally recognized. It is also earning really good. So I believe indie market is something because esports is as you know, the government has banned few of the some of the largest esports gaming platforms. I think indie market is way to go now. Indie market has a lot of potential in India because tell me one developer that has made a very successful game that everyone knows and is working on. I think there's no one developer that has made a game that everyone is recognized by. For example, internationally, it's Danny, Brackeys, even the PewDiePie is a game developer. Even the PewDiePie has worked on few games. All right. What else? Can someone make good games in Unreal by only using blueprints and no C++? So, Shashank, making good games is up to the developer. It's not up to the engine. You can make the same game in Unreal, you can make the same game in Unity. But Unreal project are if you want to make a triple A game, then the easier path would be Unreal. If you want to make a you can say hyper casual game or not that big of a complex game, then Unity is better way to go. Unity is way more friendlier, and it doesn't depend on developer. It doesn't depend on game engine. It totally depends on developer if the games are going to be good or not. Prefers to make a polished game. Also entering a mobile game or PC console game, which is better in India. As I said, it totally depends on there's no specific answer to this, mobile games or PC console. For example, Ludo King was for mobile, right? It earned a lot. BGMI PUBG was for mobile, but then it came to PC and it earned a lot via PC as well. Fortnite was on PC. It earned a lot on in India and Fortnite as well. So there's no specific answer for this. It totally depends on game to game. Pokemon Go was for mobile, you know. So it totally depends on game. There's no specific answer for that.
Guys, we are closing in another 5 minutes. If you have any questions, you may unmute yourself and ask quickly before we close the meeting for today. Please share in your thoughts how was it, how insightful it is, how interesting it was. Before that, I also have a question. Like, I come across a lot of students, Shivansh, who are really
Yeah.
aspirational, okay, and
Okay.
they have been wanting to create their games and they have tried good enough.
Mhm.
The whole idea revolves around wanting to create a triple A game and directly getting in, getting a placement and a job at a high-end company. What do you think about this? Also, another thing I would like to share, I would want you to share a good case study about some gaming company.
Sure. First of all, thank you, Himanshu. That means a lot to me. Other than that, coming back to your question, so basically a case study, if I get it right, you want a case study by Indian company, right? Which is pretty popular now.
It can be any.
Okay, all right. So, for me, one of the most interesting companies that case study about a company that we all know about is Rovio Games. Rovio Games, if you guys don't know, is the founder of Angry Birds. Angry Birds was their 52nd game. They had made 52 games before this, and finally they made an Angry Game. And it till date, it's the biggest success. It's such a huge success that it revolutionized gaming industry. There were movies about games for the first time. There were merchandises, there are plushies, and all of those things because one game was hit. They made sequence of that game, Angry Bird Space, Angry Bird Odyssey, Angry Bird with other movies, you know. So how they worked on this is they started their games and they learned through their way. Their first few games were really bad. Their first few games were really not polished. They started analyzing how the industry works. They started what works, how to make games fun, what worked and what did not work. And in the end, their 52nd game, Angry Birds, was a very major hit success. So I think what we can learn using this is that I think Himanshu, your sound is on, your mic is on. Yeah. So I think what we can learn with this is it's not going to be an overnight success. It's not going to be you started making games and then boom, you are rich and you have all the downloads in it. And that's what I thought as well when I started making games, that I'll just make a game and I'll earn a lot. But no, you have to make games. That is obviously a interesting part, but you also have to see what users like. How can you differentiate your game from other games? How can you market your game? How can you design your level? All of these things that I learned will be covered in this course. I'll be telling you each and every aspect of how your game can look polished, really good industry standards that you can market and earn, in no time. And then you'll also start learning what you can add these ideas onto other projects as well. So, I think that's one of the great examples in the gaming industry. There's also Raji in India, if you say. Raji is one of the in one of the companies in India. I forgot the name of the company. Raji and Ancient Epic. It was by Nodding Heads. Yes, it was by Nodding Heads, and the developers of the Nodding Heads had to lease their house, have to give their house properties. They were on the brink of bankruptcy. They didn't have anything, but then they released Raji, and now it's an epic success. It's one of the most famous games that has also been recognized by many of the popular game developers as well, popular game players as well. So I guess there are a lot of examples there in the industry. It's just that which one do you want to follow? Anything else, guys? Rachna?
I think that's all. There are no more questions from anyone. Sorry,
Hmm.
Dhanush, we do not have any free courses as of now, but we are planning on short-term courses with a lesser payment structure, if that's okay. We'll be reaching out to you soon if you're interested. Anyone else who's interested and keen on learning the game development professional certificate course, kindly get in touch, share your details, and we'll help you, get the right skills, the right learning, and get started in the industry. Okay, we're going to help you with your job. Shivansh has got great contacts, and he will also help you with the placements and
Definitely.
internships. Yeah. So if you
Definitely, yeah.
really want that, kindly fill in the form, and we are here to, help you in every way possible. And last question, Shivansh, before we leave.
Yeah.
Okay, so since you've created a lot of games, kindly share
Hmm.
one of your games which has just outperformed and you were surprised by yourself. And what made it
Sure,
so popular amongst the youth?
sure. So one of the games that really outperformed was just a second, let me show you my slide. Yeah, it's on my profile if you can go. It's this one, car parking driving school, and it has more than you can say 151.9K ratings. All right. And we few friends just thought that, let's just make this game, let's see what happens. And we built this car parking app game. And this is currently in 34 in racing, and this is under 10 in US. It we have ads in this game. We have some freemium apps in this as well, and it's earning a lot. It's it at one time it earned so much that it helped us, stabilize our own company, Absolute Games. So this is one of the game that we did not know would be so big, but it got really huge, and it was one of the best successes and one of the best games that I've worked on in my career. And this is not the only game. I have also worked on this My Wish, as I was telling you. This has been recognized by UAE government, and this is the official UAE government cycle tournament app or game, in which you can ride your bicycle in real life. The people who participate in cycling competitions, they are affiliated with this game, and they can ride their cycle in real life, and it will be, shown in the game. So as you are paddling the bike, it is being shown, and you can race with other cycling, enthusiasts. And this has been affiliated by the government of UAE as well. So this is also one of the game that is highly appreciated, and it's, being praised till now. There are other games as well that we worked on, but these two are one of the most popular ones that a lot of people have, played. Yeah,
Great. One last question from my end, and you're free
sure,
to
sure.
leave the meeting.
No, sure, then.
Um, so I would really like to know if one is
Uh-huh.
learning Unity and this whole course, okay, they are a part of this course.
Yeah.
Can they only become a game developer, or is there any other opportunity that opens for them as well?
No. There are a ton of opportunities that is, open for them. Game. So Unity, as I said, it's not only for game development. It's also for making a app. It's also for making a software. It's basically give you freedom to create anything and everything regarding technical terms that you want. For example, in I have worked with Squarespace as, in this, yeah, the architecture company, Square Yards. I worked with Square Yards, and I made this architecture table for them, in which what you can do is you can just go ahead and select a floor. Let me share my screen. Just a second. Yes. See, this is one of the project that I made for Square Yards, in which you can just go ahead and select the floor that you want to see. This is also prototype. This is a MVP prototype in which they wanted to see how we can use it. And we can just click on any floor that we want to go and see, and we can see their layout, how everything is connected, how everything works, and how, your home will look like. So this is not related to game development. This is more of a software development. But I made this using Unity. So Unity will help you create any of the task, any of the game, any of the project that you want. Not just games, but also in health field, in architecture field, in ArcWiz, for virtual try-on. It can help you in a lot of terms. I have started my own virtual try-on company earlier using Unity as well, in which you can just try on your own clothes, your own dresses on yourself. And I created that app using Unity. So it's not limited to that. It can, help you create all of these other tasks as well. Then I have also, created those few games for the multiplayer gaming community as well, in which there was this carom game in which multiplayer people can play that. It's need some time to load. Yeah. So as I was saying, this is one of the thing that we also created. So basically, we were working on AR, sorry, this augmented reality, you can say, MR, in which mixed reality, in which your 3D avatar will be built based on your inputs, and then this was made in Unity, and then it will be integrated in one of the e-commerce app in which you can, just see a basic model and that. But this was way back. Now we have way better solutions than this. This is something that I created in 2019, which is way back. But we have better solutions than this. But this is one of the use case or one of the scenario that you can add in your own e-commerce app, or you can just implement it in any app using wrappers. So it's not only for uh, what do you call? It's not only for game development, but also for other things as well. Yep, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your time, Shivansh. It was
No
indeed
issue.
a great webinar, and we've really exceeded our time duration, but it
No
was
issue at all.
worth the time. And thank you so much for all the support, everyone. Himanshu, you've been such a sport, okay? Really loved that you have stayed till the end. We'll be connecting again if you're interested in learning the game development course, okay? Please share in your details. Please get in touch with us. This is the right time. We will get in touch with you, okay? Yeah, thanks everyone. Himanshu, you can fill in the form. Vihan, if you're interested, guys, we are closing the meeting right now. Thank you so much for your
Yeah,
time. Anyone who's interested, please
yes.
register.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much that you have been here till the end of the meeting. And I I'm there for you, even if you guys need any help. Just let me know. I'll be teaching you on hand anything and everything that I know, all my experience for na last 9 years. I'll be helping you with that. If you have any issue, any problems, just let me know. Doesn't matter how big or how small the problem is. I want to be your friend more than a tutor. So please let me know if I can be of any help. When I was there, when I was starting this, I had no help. So I felt very helpless, to find someone who can mentor me. And I would like to solve that issue for you guys. So please let me know if I can be of any help to you all.
Yeah, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. It was great
All right.
session.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Take
Bye
care.
bye. Take care. Take care, everyone. Bye bye. Take care. We are closing the meeting. Anyone who's interested, please, here's the last chance. Register yourself, and we'll be connecting with you over the call. And here we are closing the meeting. Guys, anyone who's interested? All right, doesn't seem like it. Anyway, thank you so much. We're just closing the meeting. Thank you so much, Shivansh. Bye bye. Take care.
All right. Take care. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
All right.